Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. We're going to start out at a lake called Hathaway Lake, which is about 15 minutes or so from the Interlakes area on Highway 24. And that's where the gas station is, the Interlakes Market, which is right near Sheridan Lake. So yeah, like I say, that's about 15 minutes away from there. And Hathaway Lake, this is the resort here, Hathaway Lake Resort. Looks like off to the left there might be a small restaurant. I don't know if it's still open or if it's something that's closed down, but this place here has cabins right on the lake and maybe some camping in that as well. But it's got the COVID restrictions and everything on right now, so I think they're closed. And it's still pretty early in the season. So we're going to head north, about 15 minutes. It says 14 minutes on this, but the road's kind of bumpy. A few potholes, that sort of thing. The pavement's going to end right here. This road just follows around Hathaway Lake. It's got a couple little pullouts like this on it. But it's a little bit tough to get to the water here anyway. This road used to be really rough, really big potholes, and I guess there wasn't, I remember it back in the 80s and it was really rough, and you really didn't come down here much. Couldn't get past the resort very far. And then I remember them at some point putting in a small forestry campsite with like 2 spots in it down at the end of the lake here, so we're going to pass by there as well. But I think it's just a boat launch now. I think it's no longer a campground. A lot of these forestry sites, people just leave so much garbage around and destroy it. They eventually quit allowing overnight camping, or they start charging you usually. It's kind of unfortunate. It's a nice lake. There's rainbow trout primarily, I think, in here. There might be kokanee in here too. I don't think so, but I know there's rainbow trout in here. It's a nice little lake, small enough. You could row all around the lake. You don't even really need a power boat. So this is a day use area, I believe. I've never been actually down there, so I don't know. It looks like probably a pit toilet they have there, like an outhouse. Probably some picnic tables, that sort of thing. But lots of no overnight parking signs. Yeah, I don't remember this ever being here, but you know, that doesn't mean anything. Probably 8 or 10 years since I've really been down here. Yeah, so this is the old forestry campsite, and I think it's still got a picnic table or two here, but it was really small. It was basically just what's on the left here, and they just developed that probably late 80s, 90s, somewhere in there, this little area here. But now it's actually got a boat launch, so you know, you could bring a aluminum boat type trailer down there. You wouldn't want to take anything bigger. You know, it's certainly not set up for water skiing or anything like that on this lake. You might end up hitting a stump or something. But it's a nice, definitely nice lake, and there's really only houses on that first little bit close to the resort, and the rest of it is just as you see it there. Just completely wild with trees and stuff. It's a nice spot. So we're going to continue on here to Drewry Lake, and it's a bit of a rough road, mainly because the time of year it is. Still quite a lot of moisture in the ground from the snow melting and that, but the road will get a little bit better for the summer. These kind of lakes are great because there's hardly any people. You know, nobody really comes down here at this end of it, and that boat launch is pretty small, so you're not going to get a lot of boats parking there. There's just so many lakes in the area. Lots of wildlife, so be careful across the road here all the time. Different spots. Nope, there's a deer up there on the corner. So this is Hathaway Lake Road, and this road eventually continues on and goes right to Hathaway Lake. It's maybe about another, I don't know, 40 kilometers or something like that from here, from this point. Never really spent much time this far in on this road, but I've driven it like a few times, but years and years ago. So I don't think I've ever camped at this lake, Drewry Lake, but it's got a nice little forestry campsite and it's still free. So if you take that road to the right there, I think that heads over to maybe Hathaway Lake or something. And it might circle back around to Highway 24, I'm not sure. But it's worth exploring. The road's really no worse than this. But this Drewry Lake, yeah, free camping. You probably want to make sure you got some high clearance type trailer at least to get in there. Wouldn't bring anything big. You know, a van would be probably fine. You wouldn't get stuck or anything. But truck and camper, very easily get in there. I would probably bring my trailer in here. It's not very big. There was one really soft spot on the road here, and it was a bit of a mess, but other than that, it's just a few potholes. You just take it slow. And you could look at the maps, and you could probably figure a route out that you could, you know, come back out onto the highway, maybe north of 100 Mile House, somewhere around about there. And I think you can get to Drewry Lake just north of 100 Mile House on the paved roads. This is kind of approaching it from the backside. One thing to pick up if you go to one of the stores or one of the resorts or something, they have these free maps. They're just on a large piece of paper kind of thing that you'd like something you'd have on your desk, you know. I don't even know how big that would be, like maybe 2 by 1.5 kind of thing, 2 feet by 1.5 feet. And it's got all these lakes on it and all the roads, and kind of gives you an idea of where you are. Because your phone's going to be probably useless here. You're not going to, unless you download the maps, you're not going to know where you are. Yeah, so this is the turnoff for the lake. I just noticed the sign. You can see the signs. They're like just a wooden sign with a routed out letters where the letters are and stuff for the lake name. That's pretty much how they do all the lakes and the signage. But just a little spot here. There's a couple spots on this side, and it kind of separated here, but there's another little portion kind of further ahead here. So this does kind of loop around, very small little loop, but I wouldn't want to take anything very big in there. You can see somebody decided to make a shortcut there in the center. But I think this is where we'll end this one today. So we're at Drewry Lake, and if you like this kind of thing, think about subscribing. Other than that, I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.